Welcome back to another episode of Fully Stoked Podcast. I am your hostess, Sarah Stokes, and I'm here with another amazing woman. So listen up, guys, because you are really going to learn a lot from Mayeluz Navarro. Welcome, Mayeluz. Thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So let me just tell you a little bit. If you've never seen Fully Stoked Podcast, I am Sarah Stokes, your hostess. And by day, I am a mortgage loan advisor, a senior mortgage loan advisor. So I help people with all their home financing needs, refinances, purchases, things like that. But really what I love to do is connect women like Mayeluz, who has an incredible expertise, with all of you. Because you know what? The truth is we can't afford to have every expert out there come to our house and talk to us, but we can listen to a podcast where we can learn from somebody like Mayeluz. So Mayeluz has a lot of excellent wisdom and advice and experience to share with you today. She's an amazing photographer. She just did a photo shoot with me. I was fortunate enough to have an amazing photo shoot with Mayeluz, and it was just wonderful. So listen up, buckle up, folks. We're going to learn some really cool things about branding today, own your visibility. And Mayeluz, tell me a little bit about you, your branding, your personal branding secrets for women who lead, and what is this movement you're doing? Because it's amazing. I see it on social media right now. It's just riveting.
Yes, like you mentioned, I specialize in personal branding for women in business. My training when it comes to photography is from the portrait field, meaning I learned all the good lighting and all the good posing and all the beautiful things that makes a picture look amazing. And so I applied that to my personal branding sessions. And that's one of the reasons why they're so good, right?
Yes.
The images come out so good because not only do I come in from the perspective of, oh, we need images for a brand, but how can we tell a story in a beautiful way, in a beautiful
Yes.
artistic way? So that's what I love to do. And every client is different and every project is different. So that's exciting for me. And the new project that I'm working on is called Women Who Lead. It's a celebration of women business leaders here in Charlotte. And this is the first year, the launching year. And you are one of those women who lead. So I am very honored that you are part of this movement.
Oh man, it was a great experience. Let me just stop you and just say it was amazing. I loved it from the moment that I arrived, and then it was several hours. It was very professional, and then you had a makeup artist, and she did my hair as well. She was fantastic. What's her name?
Absolutely, Katie.
Katie is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. Is she one of the women who lead too? I think I recognize her face.
She was in my previous project.
Oh, okay.
But
Great.
yes, I work with her all the time. She is absolutely
She
amazing.
is.
And yes,
She
she
made me
is.
look so much younger, and I was like looking in the mirror. I'm not even talking about the photos that you did. I was just like, "What did you do to me? How did you do this?"
She's amazing.
Yes, yeah. So tell us about the three personal branding secrets that you.
Yes. So what a lot of the time, or what I've seen as a personal branding photographer, a lot of times I feel that as women we hide a little, especially, as a
Mm,
business owner, we hide behind the brand, or I call it faceless brands. We If we have a business, we are that business. But many times we hide behind a logo, we hide behind old pictures, we hide behind someone else that feels more comfortable in front of the camera. It could be our children or a coworker.
mhm.
So I realized that was holding a lot of women back, that hiding, and because they're not showing up fully, they're not connecting fully, they're not attracting the right people to their role. They're not, and then therefore they're not able to help as many people as they should. So as I was seeing this pattern, I asked myself, but why, right? Why, and how can we help solve that issue, right? So the visibility struggle can come from, it can show up in many different ways, and we have many different terms to define them, the fear of judgment, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, perfectionism. You can put whatever name you want on it, but the whole point is that you tend to hide or not be
Yeah,
visible, right?
it's true.
And I've noticed that it has to do with alignment, it has to do with leadership, and it has to do with recognition. That's what I've seen from my end as a personal branding photographer.
Yeah.
So, if we talk about alignment first, what is alignment? Alignment is being fully, not only fully seen, but your messaging, your images, your full brand is completely not only is up to date.
Hmm.
Let's just start there. It's up to date because a lot of times we are building, 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 and we do amazing. We evolve our businesses, we evolve our leadership, we evolve everything. But then we forget to update our images,
It's
right?
true. It is really true. Yeah.
And then we see a mismatch, and that mismatch can cost us a lot. So, the number one thing that I would say to solve this issue with visibility is alignment. If you have outgrown that brand, if you have outgrown that business, or you have outgrown those images, I would beg you to please, take the time, make that investment to update those images because they are the first things that people see most of the time. That's the
Yes.
first impression that they get of you and your business, your brand, your message, etc.
Yeah. I agree with that. I was just thinking when you said that, I said, oh, I need to update my Google profile picture that's been the same one for 7 years,
Yeah,
probably. I do. Well, maybe not that long, but for a while, I thought, I wish I still looked that good,
you
but
do.
I do need to update it. Thank you. It's very, very
And now you
generous.
have beautiful new images too.
I do. I absolutely do. All right. So your secret number 2 is leadership. So when you
Yes,
talk about leadership, all of us have, if we are a woman in business or an entrepreneur and we own our own business, obviously you have to have a certain level of leadership, right? It's inevitable.
correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
what does that mean? Is confidence, leadership?
Yes, it does have is related to one another, but many times we feel that we need to be confident before we can lead, and I feel that's the other way around. We get confidence as we take action and as we lead. So that's why once we realize that we need to realign, alignment is the first one. Once we realize something is not really, aligned, then let's go ahead and take action, right? We're going to take action and we're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep showing up for our brand. We're going to keep showing up for our people. And as we do that, the more we do that, we gain more confidence, right? And that is part of being a leader, that you show up even when you still have some doubts, right?
That is so
Yes.
true. I'm glad you said that. It's very affirming. It's true
Yes.
though. You have to be a leader, even if you don't feel like it some days.
Hmm.
If you're a woman in business, or if you own your own business, you really do.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That was very affirming that you said that, because I know many days I'll wake up and not be confident, but I still have to show up. I don't have a choice. And then you do
Absolutely.
that enough times that you're consistent, right? And then I find myself, well, I am a bit more confident walking into that room because I've done it so many times. So it just comes along with it. You're right.
Absolutely.
All right.
And that
So
leads into recognition, right?
yes.
Because the more you do it, the more you see yourself doing it, and the more visuals you have that are in alignment with who you are now
Hmm.
and your brand, and that is also part of recognition, then the more confident you feel. So it's kind of like a cycle, right? You have
Hmm.
to align, you have to do that leading, even if you
Yes.
don't feel confident yet.
Right.
And then you see yourself, you recognize yourself doing it. You see your images, you see the work that you're putting in the community, you
Yeah.
see the help and the benefit that you are helping to bring to others. And then you recognize it and you're like, wow, I did that. Wow.
Mm,
Right.
yeah.
And I feel like with my personal branding clients, a lot of times those images are anchors of who they are or who they become, who they're becoming,
Mm,
the work that they're doing. And even in those days when you're like, you know what, today I don't feel the most confident, you look at those images and you're like, it's okay.
yeah.
That doesn't define me. This is me. Right?
Yes. Yeah. That's right. I mean, I've felt myself looking at those images too. I'm like, wow, I can do this. She thinks I can do it.
Yep, exactly.
These branding images look like that. So, well, tell us a little bit about your life story, your early life, and where you're from, and how that has shaped you as a photographer and as a person.
Yes, I was born in Cuba. So I was born in Cuba, and at that time, Cuba was well, they're still going through a very difficult time economically. So I grew up with very little, but even not having a lot, my grandmother always made it a point that at least once a year, usually around my birthday, she would hire someone to take a few pictures. And that's why I have a handful of pictures of me as a child until the age of 6. Yes. And then after the age of 6, there's a big gap of about 4 years that there was no picture at all. And I realized recently that it was because my grandmother had passed away. She passed away. There was no one to get that photographer, right? And I didn't have new pictures again until I came to the US with my family.
It's incredible.
Hmm.
So that really did shape you. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
There's a big gap that I've like, they have no idea. Well, obviously, I knew I was growing and all that,
Hmm.
but there's a big gap of my history that is not there visually. So I don't remember it.
Right.
So,
Right. I got a little tear.
oh,
Yeah, that's incredible. That is incredible. I never thought about it like that, really.
yeah. And then I relate that to when my daughter was born. I guess I had that little, little trauma. When my daughter was born, something told me to pick up a camera. And I didn't have a camera. I had to borrow a camera from a family member.
Yeah.
And I remember I started taking my first photography course was for moms who wanted to take better pictures of their kids.
Oh, wow.
And it was taught by another mom photographer. So I took the little course and I was using this borrowed camera. And I remember like where we were living at that time, we didn't have that much natural light. And I didn't, the easiest way to learn is using natural light because you don't have to work with, flashes and things like that at the
Oh, okay.
beginning. So I'm here like putting my little baby close to a window. Sometimes even opening, they were like, you get the best light when you open the front door. So I would open the front door, put the baby right there, and I'm like, I hope she doesn't move, and go back a few steps, take the picture. And I'm like, you know, play
Yeah.
with her for a second and look at the camera. I'm like, okay, did I get a better one? Okay, I need a different
Oh, that's
expression.
awesome.
Okay, baby, here you go. Go
Yeah.
back really quickly, take the picture. And, that was how I learned. I didn't want to miss anything, since I had so many few little pictures of me when I was growing up. I wanted to document her life the most beautiful way.
Mm,
So I started taking a lot of pictures and I would style her, right? It was not just cute, she's eating ice cream. No, I would style the whole set. I would get a backdrop and props and things like that. And I thought I loved it so much that I thought I was going to do more kids and family. But I soon realized that I wanted to focus more on the mom, the women. So
okay.
that's when I started doing more of that portrait women photography. And I did that for a little bit. That's what kept me going insane during the pandemic, right? We all
Yeah.
needed, I was working and I was at home with my child, but I also needed a creative outlet.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's when I got deep into the portrait part. And then I thought, well, if I love it so much, then I'll make it into a business because I love it so much, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
want to hang out with these amazing women and photograph them and make them feel absolutely amazing because something happens when you see a beautiful picture of yourself.
Mm,
Something happens inside that is just, it's hard to explain unless you live it yourself.
I agree.
So, yeah, that's how I started.
That's great. That's great.
Time. I did open my first little studio, and at the beginning, you're just learning, right?
Hmm.
I didn't know much about. Well, I had a business before, but completely different from this new business. I did have get education about the business part of it and continue to improve lighting and all that good stuff. But it was just fun. At the beginning, it was just me creating a folio and getting comfortable photographing, especially women and posing and things like that. So it was mostly fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like you have a lot of experience as a business owner too, and you're a woman, so who better, right, to help with branding because you've walked through all of this yourself. And yeah, I mean, you are growing. I see you on social media. You're absolutely growing. I love this, the women in leadership. Is that what it's called? Women in leadership.
Mhm.
It's amazing. It's just such a brilliant idea. So, why do you think that so many women hold back from showing up fully?
Yes, well, I've been there, so I know that there could be many different reasons, and part of it is fear of judgment. Part of it is feeling not enough for what? Well, that's the question that I asked you.
Yeah,
You are full, right? You're a full, beautiful human
right.
being who have a lot to offer. So every time, I get someone with that, I try to help change their mindset because I've been there. So I know how
Hmm.
hard it is. I know how hard it is to, and that's another reason why I got into personal branding, because as a business owner, as a photographer, I was like, well, if I am hiding behind the camera always, then people are not going to even know what I offer.
Exactly.
If people
Exactly.
don't, yeah. And if they don't know what I offer, then I have no business.
That's right. That's right.
So I had to put myself in front of the camera. And I realized, oh, this is not very as comfortable as. So I've been in my client's shoes. I put myself always in my client's shoes because I want to feel what it feels like and then find easier ways to accomplish, the process of getting those images that you need, but in a very fun and authentic way.
Yes, and I will say it was very fun and it was very authentic and it was easy. I think a lot of people probably are even scared or nervous to be photographed. And Mayeluz, you did not make it scary at all. It was so easy. It was very just warm and friendly, and you were very much a servant. You brought me a drink and a muffin and all kinds of wonderful things. Just made it a very positive experience, I think, from the moment that I arrived. So I think that, if people are struggling to get out there and, with their alignment, they probably need to consult with someone like you or just you, a branding specialist, and get their pictures done, because it's a whole experience, guys. It's an amazing experience too. I highly recommend it. Okay, so a little bit more about secret number two. So we just talked a little bit about alignment, a little bit more about leadership. So you're a leader because you're a one woman business, right? I mean, you have like your makeup artist, Katie, who comes in, but it's just you. So, I just have a question. Have you ever felt that imposter syndrome? Have you ever felt? I mean, I have definitely time and time again, but you just got to keep showing up, right? And how about in your
Absolutely.
business? How does that come out in your business?
Absolutely. Especially at the beginning, right? At the beginning that you're starting a brand new business, because I did come from another company, but again, different ball game, different animal. So at the beginning, or if you're changing careers, it is absolutely normal for you to question yourself.
Hmm.
I think it's even healthy that you're questioning yourself. Who am I? And then you answer yourself whatever
Right.
answer comes, whether it's yes, I want to keep doing this, or no, I have no business doing this. But it's important to answer your own questions or question it yourself. At
Hmm.
the beginning, yes, absolutely. Many times I was like, I have no idea, especially at the beginning of building a photography
Right.
build business. Luckily, I did have good education, kept me going. I love to learn. So I am constantly, even to this day, I'm constantly learning a better way of,
Hmm.
how to make the business better, or the lighting, or I'm always learning something. So,
Hmm.
but at the beginning, yeah, there was an imposter syndrome of like, can I really do this? His photography, I've always loved photography,
Hmm.
but hear the stories of like being a starving artist and
Yeah.
you're not making enough money. It's a hobby,
Right.
not a business. And
Right.
I was like, well, I love it so much that I really want to make it into a business. So I kept studying and learning, and it got to a point where I had to feel confident. Well, first of all, I had to know 100% sure, and I changed genres a few times.
Okay.
That makes a difference,
Testing it out.
because
Yeah.
there may be one where you're like, you know what, this is not for me, but that doesn't mean that the actual business is not for
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
It's just a genre. You may want to work with someone else. So I asked myself, especially when I moved here to Charlotte, at first start I had to close the studio in Florida, and I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, what do I do now? Do I reopen here? Do I want a different job? Do I want a different career? What do I
Right.
want to do? I did ask myself, do I want to continue? And if I so, what do I want to specialize in? And yes, I the idea of photographing women, that's my main goal, photographing women. And
Yeah.
then I decided to specialize and highly focus on the personal branding, because I keep seeing amazing, amazing human beings who
Right.
have such beautiful businesses, and their service are helping so many people in the community. And I see them, I talk to them, I feel their heart, and then I go to their social or their website or their anything, and I'm like, something is missing here. My
Yeah.
photography brain glitches a little, and I'm like,
Right.
something is missing. It needs to be updated. That's
That's
all.
right.
We just need updated images.
Yeah.
And also, those are the kind of ladies that I want to hang out with. So I'm like, well, I love hanging out with professional business
Right.
women,
Right.
and I love creating those images that they need for their business. I feel that in a way that makes me being part of their journey,
Yeah.
like their growth journey and how they help others. And so to me, it's very satisfying. So that's how I went about saying, you know, choosing my path. And after I was clear with my path and I was clear with my why, the imposter syndrome went away.
Yes. And I mean, that's leadership too. Is like, like you said, is continuing to show up, continuing to do it, even when you don't feel that you can do it. And then that confidence creeps in and takes over, and the imposter syndrome goes away. Absolutely. Just keep showing up, keep doing the right thing. All right. So when women are hesitant to move out, whether it be getting photos or moving into their business or whatever, you've said some really cool things here. Posting your face like on social media. Is that what you mean? That's a good thing to do, just to get out there and just do it, right?
Just do it. Just do it. Even if it's just a 2-second video and say, hi, this is me, just
Yeah.
show up. Just show up. People want to see you, hear you. They want to communicate with you, and not AI. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
it's all these cool videos we can create, but they're videos. They're very
Right.
impersonal, right? They're
Right.
not you.
You said public speaking is a really good thing. I've noticed that you're, what were you, the representative at the Charlotte, it was the basketball game. What were you doing there? You were as a
Yes.
leadership representative of a different organization, not even your photography, but you're in leadership somewhere else. Tell us about that a little.
Yes. So I am a member of the National Association of Women Business Owners, Charlotte chapter, the Charlotte chapter here. And the ladies, okay, so that night, it was the opening night of the Charlotte Crown, our women basketball league here. And they invited the winners of the National Association of Women Business Owners, the leaders, the winners of, we had awards recently, about 2 weeks ago, and I was awarded the Next Gen Award. So one of the
What?
categories of awards.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. So all the winners were invited to the opening game night at the Charlotte Crown, and that's what we were there representing Naval, and also it was part of our award as
That's
winners of
wonderful.
those categories.
Yeah, and anything that positions you, I just think, advice for other women, anything that positions you as a leader is really going to help your business because, like I said, I noticed that. I noticed that you were at the basketball. I've seen other posts that you do, but that one grabbed my attention. And I said, what is she doing? She's a leader in
Hmm.
what group? Let me see what's going on here. So I think that that's helpful. To after you're a leader in your own business, even help other people because the National Association of Women Business Owners, you do educate, right? There's a lot of education there.
Yes.
It's not just
Yes.
networking, it's, referrals, networking, but it's also, there's an educational piece there. So if someone
Yes.
wanted to find out more about that, could they just Google it, I guess?
Yes, so we have Nabo Charlotte, and even, well, because I know people hear you from all over, you just go to Nabo, NAWBO, and depending on where you are, they most likely be a chapter where you live, and if there's not, you can always start one.
That's right. You can always start
Yes,
one. I need to check into that.
absolutely.
All right. So I want to go back to the third secret, which is recognition. So first was alignment, second is
Mhm.
leadership, third is recognition. This is when women begin seeing themselves as leaders and they start behaving differently. You said that's what happened, right? After you had
Yes,
moved to Charlotte, you had opened your business here. You had already had it there, and then you opened it here and you just tried a couple of things and you moved into that. So you like recognize, is that it? You recognize who you are and what you want to do and where you want your business to go. Is that what it means? Recognition? Secret number 3.
Absolutely. So once you are clear on what it is that you want, who you want to work with, who you want to help, and I always, I'm very visual, right? I am very visual. So if, for instance, you're going through a transition in your company, you're doing a rebrand or relaunch or anything new, right? That you are leaving behind something and starting something new. I always encourage that new chapter to be celebrated
Yeah.
in a way that is going to cement it, is going to, anchor everything. And personal branding photography is one of the best ways to do it. Not only do you get those images for the new chapter that you're doing, the
Right.
new launch, the new everything, but it's constant recognition for yourself,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Because every time we change something, it's like we're changing identity. So we need a visual that is going to remind us of our new identity so we keep going. And that
It
helps
is.
with messaging so that we're very clear of what we're saying. That helps us with showing up with stronger authority and with more intention.
Ooh, I like that. Authority. Yeah. And intention. I like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think working with you is a process because I see it as helping a woman with their path almost. It's almost like a life coach in some ways. You almost are like we're a business coach. I don't know, but you're coaching them with their photos and they can refer back to them to remind them when they might have, just because we're out of the phase of having the low self-confidence or the imposter syndrome doesn't mean it doesn't creep up every once in a while, right? And so if it
Correct.
creeps up every once in a while, like you said, you've got these visuals to remind you. And then on social media too. Social media is so big now. Everybody's doing it's free. Why not? Why not do it? Right. So taking those photos and applying them on your Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, it's going to help with the alignment. How often do you recommend that people update? I mean, does it have to be just when there's like a huge shift in their business, or should they do it annually, or how often?
Honestly, it depends on the type of business and the type of visibility you want to have. If you are the type of, and for instance, realtors, right? Realtors, they need to be present constantly. So
Yes.
I would recommend for someone like them, if they cannot do it every month, then, and it doesn't have to be a full blown branding session every month, but content creation days
Mhm.
every month or at least every quarter. I have, like, for instance, the content creation party days where in one day, yes, one
What?
day we create enough content, and the more clarity, that's why we prep everything ahead of time. The more clear you are of what you need, the more we can get done in that day. So if you tell me we need website, we need a new product launch, we're starting a new podcast, we're doing a book launch,
Okay.
whatever it may be, then we sit down and we say, then you're gonna need this many images, right? And then we can create all that in one day. We need this
I didn't
many
know.
videos, and we need those videos to show this,
I didn't know
So
you did that. I don't know how I missed it. I think because I was just so focused on the Women Who Lead project, I didn't realize, of course you do other things. Of course. Yeah. That's brilliant. That's really good. Yeah.
yes,
Realtors, especially very active ones, do need to be out there constantly because there's
absolutely.
so many realtors, right? And so
Yes.
they have to do something to set them apart. And I think branding photos are just one of many things that help
Mhm.
tremendously. So I really appreciate your time today. I've learned quite a bit about branding. I did not know. I didn't even know I didn't know, but I'm just so grateful for this information. I even had a photo session with you, and I still didn't know all these great things. What would you say to a woman ready for more, but still kind of hesitant, not sure they want to spend the money, which is not as expensive as you think, but what would you say to them?
Well, I would say to them that just like do it before you think you're ready, right? Do it before you think you're ready. And I would encourage you to, well, the number one thing is for you to be comfortable with the photographer you pick. Because if you're comfortable, it's going to show. And the same is the opposite is true as well. If you're not comfortable, if there's not that connection, then your images are going to be,
Right.
okay, but you want great images. You want to
Right.
have a great relationship with your photographer. You want, well, at least I love to have great
Yeah.
relationship with the
You
people that I
should.
photograph.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, and I love for them to come back and tell me, you know what, we're growing this, we're expanding that, we have a new XYZ. And the better I know you, the better I can photograph you. So I love having those long-term clients.
Yes.
So if you don't feel ready yet, I would say do a little research. find out what photographers in your area you like their style, start the conversation, and just book it. Book it before you think you're ready.
So if they wanted to get in touch with you, what is the best way to get in touch with you?
Several ways. Phone number is 305-771-2510. And the social media is Soulful Portraits by Mayeluz. The website is the same thing, soulfulportraits.mayeluz.com.
And I'll have everything linked below too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have it in the summary and on the social media posts. So Mayeluz is spelled Mayeluz. Is that right?
Correct.
What a beautiful name. Just
Thank
like
you.
you. I've learned so much today. Can I do a couple of little rapid fire questions, just silly little questions? Okay.
Sure.
What's your favorite coffee drink?
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna surprise you. I'm Cuban, but I don't drink coffee.
What, girl?
Yeah.
No Cubano? Isn't that what it's called?
No.
No? Okay.
Agua.
Tea? Just
Water.
water? No, not
Yeah.
even tea.
Sometimes, but mostly water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are
Yeah.
you a morning person or a night person? Night owl?
Neither. Midday.
Yes, me too. I strive to be a morning person, but
It's
I'm a
hard.
midday person. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I am. Yes. And then what is your favorite getaway or vacation that you could go on?
Oh, probably Italy or Greece.
Oh,
I love
nice.
those places. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I've never been to Greece, but yes, I've never been to Greece. I need to go. I've been to Italy and it
Yeah.
is beautiful. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. We should have a
We
girlfriend's trip to
We
Greece.
should do a retreat. It has been so wonderful to talk to you and to just learn more about you. And I feel like we were friends. It was a long time. I mean, we even cleared our schedule for a little extra time at the photo shoot. It was a lot of fun. And so I do value you. I think you're wonderful. And I think your photography is gorgeous. And I can't wait to keep living life and crossing paths with you over and over. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys, we'll see you at the next Fully Stoked podcast. See you later. Thank you, Mayeluz.